Good morning, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. His word tells us to rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to the Winning Circle. Welcome to the weekly Watch This devotional. Y'all, I am excited, ecstatic, and elated. Not just to be here, but to have each and every one of you here with us as well. Y'all, I'm truly blessed to be able to come week after week and share this devotional with y'all. And I pray that you all are being blessed by the time that we spend together here on Wednesdays. And so I'm hoping and I'm believing by faith that you all will do what we ask you to do each and every Wednesday. We ask you to do three things. The first thing we ask you to do is to come on in, get yourself settled, and share this broadcast. Hit the share button, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, whether you're watching live or by replay. We ask that you would just share this broadcast so that we can get the word out. We can tell the world about what it is that we believe about our faith and our Father. And then the next thing that we ask very simply is that you would go to the comment section, let us know that you're watching, just drop a comment in, then also tag somebody in the comments, tag somebody. The way you do that is very simple. Type their name in the comment section, and just hit send. Those are the three things that we ask you to get active in the comments, tag somebody in the comment section, and then share this post. That helps us in a great and grand fashion share the good news and gospel of our Jesus Christ to the world. Listen, y'all, I am excited to give you what I have for you today. So again, let's get active. Say what's up, good morning, good afternoon if you're watching my replay, good night, whatever the case may be. But let's get active in this comment section. Let me know that you're watching. And then let's start moving this thing out. Let's start sharing it. Hitting that share button. Whether you're watching again live or by replay, let's do that now. Listen, y'all, I have something I want to share on today, and I am believing by faith that it's going to bless your life in a tremendous fashion. I really believe it's going to bless your life in a tremendous fashion. And so I want to invite your attention today to the book of 1 Samuel chapter number 8. 1 Samuel chapter number 8. I'm going to really be discussing verses 1 through 9. I'm not going to read them for the sake of time, but in your spare time, when you get a moment, whether you're on break at work or whether you are riding a parking ride or on the bus, train, whatever the case may be, I want to invite you to read 1 Samuel chapter number 8. The title that we're going to give this is just Give Me God. That's what I want to talk about. Give me God. I'm going to open this up briefly with the word of prayer, and then we're going to jump right in. God, thank you for everybody that is on this broadcast. Now, I pray that you would remove all distractions, open their ears, their eyes, and their hearts, that they may be able to hear what you have to say to them today in very clear fashion. And God, we thank you in advance because we believe by faith that it is already done in Jesus' name. Amen. Just give me God. So I'm gonna creep into this devotional today, just by giving a small and a very brief context to what's going on in 1 Samuel chapter 8, number 8. The Bible says that the prophet of God has began to get old. Now, don't miss this, y'all. Samuel has began to get old. He has been a prophet. He has helped and aided the children of Israel, the nation of Israel at this point, in a tremendous way. And now he's began to get old, and he begins to appoint his sons to stand in his space and to stand in the gap for him. But the Bible says that his sons don't follow in his path. They don't walk in his ways. They are after selfish gain, and they are after their own ambitions. And so they are not handling the business of ministry in the way that Samuel did. And as a consequence, it causes the children of Israel to tell Samuel, listen, your boy is tripping. They are tripping. They are not doing what we need done. They are not standing in the way in which you have. And so this is what we want you to do. We want you to make for us a king. Make for us a king. We want to be like every other nation. Every other nation has a king. We want you to make us one as well. There are so many lessons in just that alone. There's leadership lessons, there are fellowship lessons, there are culture lessons, there are legacy lessons in all of that. But I'm not going to deal with all of that today because I only have a little bit of time with you. And so I'm going to give you something that's a little bit different than that. I want to lead into it this way. When we look at what's going on and we look at what's happening, um, we want to key in on the fact that the nation of Israel is telling their prophet, "We want to be like every other nation." Don't miss this. We want to have a king like everybody else does. We want to look and feel like the nations that are surrounding us. And watch this. Watch what happens, y'all. It's so insightful for our observation. Um, they reflect what I believe is a common human desire for us to fit in and conform rather than stand out with our own distinct values. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. I want y'all to run to the comments real quick, and just type in the comment section. I don't mind standing out. I don't mind standing out. I don't mind standing out. I don't mind being the different one. I don't mind being the one that's not like the others. I don't mind being the one that is the antithesis to what we see in the culture. Don't miss what's happening, because the nation of Israel understands that every other nation around them has a king that reigns over them, that rules over them, and that fights on their behalf. This nation, however, is in a different position because of the fact that God judges them by way of his prophets. They're in a different position because God fights for them in supernatural ways. They're in a different position because God handles their affairs. There is an unseen being that aids them, that assists them, and that gets them the things that they need. The problem is, every other nation around them has a figurehead. Every other nation around them has a king. Every other nation around them has a person that they can point to and that they can touch and that they can talk about, and that people can see. And so now the nation of Israel is falling into the trap where they are expressing the natural and normal human desire to want to fit in. And I'm here today to tell you that though you may feel like you want to fit in with the people around you, though you may feel as if you want God to do some things for you that will allow you to look like everybody else and have what everybody else has and do the things that everybody else can do, I'm here today to tell you, you absolutely, positively do not want to fit in. I know it seems antithetical to what's normal. It seems the opposite of what's natural. It doesn't feel natural or easy. But I'm here today to tell you, you want to keep your distinct value. You want to keep your own ingenuity. You want to keep the favor that God has placed on you. And so this choice that they make, it speaks to the struggle between identity and belonging. Rock with me, I'm going somewhere. There's a struggle, there's a tension, if you will, between identity and belonging. I have this identity in God, in so much that God is the one that brought me out of bondage. I have this identity in God in so much that God is the one that helped me to cross over the Red Sea. I have this identity in God's in so much that He provided for us manna in the morning and quail in the evening. I have this identity in God in so much that He has fought my battles. He has healed my body. He has opened doors for me. He has made ways for me. I need somebody to run to the comments and say, I have an identity in God. I have an identity in God. I know who I am. I know where I stand. I know what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be going. The problem is there is a tension between me knowing who I am in God and me having a space alongside my peers in the rest of the world. Now, before you get super saved and act super deep and act like that's not my problem. I don't have that issue. I want to make us all aware that each and every one of us, watch this. It doesn't matter how much God has prospered you. It doesn't matter how much God has blessed you. It doesn't matter how many times God has made ways for you or done things for you. Every now and again, you're tempted to look around you and look at the things and the people around you. And it's typical, it is also normal and natural to want to fit in. Watch this. I want to talk real quick to an entrepreneur out there who God has made a way to pay your bills. I want to talk to somebody out there who God has made a way for you that was unconventional. I want to talk to somebody out there who is living a life on the favor of God alone. I want to talk to somebody out there who is right now, your belly is filled with manna that God provided this morning. I want to talk to y'all because every now and again, if you're not careful, you'll say stuff like, "Yeah, I'm glad God is blessing me, but I wish it was more. I wish it was more stable. Yeah, I'm glad God is making a way for me, but I wish I could be the predictor of where it's going to come from. I'm grateful that God is doing His thing in me and with me and through me, but I wish I had more control over the situation." And watch this. That's where that tension comes in because we look at other people and they get a check on the first and the 15th. We look at other people and their body is a picture of health. We look at other people and their relationship seems solid. They seem like they are relationship goals. And so now we're looking at ourselves, our lives, and we are falling in the trap of comparison with somebody else. And so now I'm looking at my life and then I'm looking at your life and I'm saying to myself, I wish my life was a little bit more like. I'm glad God is doing what He's doing, but I wish my life looked a little more like theirs. And I'm here today to tell you that whenever you do that, you run the risk of compromising your uniqueness in order to align with societal expectations. There's somebody listening to me right now. You want to have what everybody else has and keep what God gave you at the same time. And I'm trying today to tell you that sometimes when we ask God to give us a king, we do it at the expense of our core values. So watch this, y'all. I got something I want to share. That all that was the introduction. I got about 3, 4, 5 minutes of principles that I want to share with you because I need us to understand that when the nation of Israel says to Samuel, "We want you to make us a king," what they are saying is, "We appreciate what God has done, but I want somebody else because I want to fit the mold of the people around me. I want to be able to brag on my king like the other nations around me, and it not be some mystical being that's unseen that nobody's ever laid eyes on before. No, I want to conform to what's going on around me." And so watch this. There is this appeal of conformity over authenticity. Let me give it to you one more time. There is this appeal, there is this allure, there is a desire sometimes to have conformity over authenticity. There's somebody listening to me right now. You would rather conform to the world's system and get the world's results other than be authentically who you are in God and get God-sized results. Watch this. Don't miss it because this is gonna be amazing. Your God-sized results always trumps the results of conformity to the world, and you know it. I'm not talking about somebody that doesn't know. I'm not talking about somebody that's unaware. I'm not talking about somebody who has a misunderstanding. No, you full well know that God's blessings are better than conforming to what the world does and getting their results. But you would rather look like everybody else and get what everybody else has than be authentically who God created you to be and let Him do what He's doing in you. So watch this. I got a couple principles I want to share with you, and then I'm out your way. I'm out your way. Here's the first one. I need you to understand that popularity is not purpose. I need you to understand popularity is not purpose. Just because something is somebody put that in the comments for me if you don't mind. Just because what you're doing is popular does not mean that it is purposeful. Just because what you are engaging in is popular, it doesn't mean that it's purposeful. Just because what you are doing is what everybody else is doing does not mean or does not make it right. So watch this. The Israelites, they are seeking the approval, watch this, of other nations when they don't need it. Can I talk to somebody out there who is doing everything that you can to get the approval of a supervisor? You're trying to get the approval of coworkers. You're trying to get the approval of your contemporaries. You're trying to get the approval of the people that you work alongside in ministry. You're trying to get the approval of people who have declared themselves to be rivals. And the fact of the matter is, you are working yourself crazy for the approval of people, and you don't even need it. You have confused, my dear brother, my dear sister, popularity with purpose. You have confused the fact that just because it worked for somebody else temporarily, that it'll also work for you. You have confused that just because it's trending, that means that it's tried and true. You have confused that just because it is in your face, and just because it is something that everybody wants to do, you had a misunderstanding, and you think that because everybody wants to do it, that it's going to work the same way every time. And God is saying, why would you want a king when I've taken such good care of you? Why would you want what was popular when you've been walking in everything you needed? I provided. Every door you've walked in, I opened. Every battle you faced, I was with you. Every time you cried, I was there. And now, instead of you remaining in purpose, you want to get into what's popular. Can I talk to somebody out there that God is drawing you closer? God is calling you in a little bit closer because He has something to do. He has something He wants you to do. God is saying very clearly that I don't need you to be a internet sensation. I don't need you to go viral. I need you to be purposeful. I don't need you to be popular. I don't need your name. I don't need your name trending online. I need you to be purposeful. Watch this. Because if you remain purposeful, I'll give you what you ask for. I will literally give you the desires of your heart. If you stay in purpose, I'll make you popular. If you stay in purpose, I'll make your name great. If you stay in purpose, I will elevate you amongst your peers. If you stay purposeful, I will do the things that you need to do. Because every time we chase acceptance, we lose sight of the specific mission that God has designed for us. That's why I cannot fall victim to chasing being accepted. Look, somebody type that in the comments. Just type, I will not chase acceptance. You don't have to like me. You don't have to respect what I do. You don't have to respect my grind or my hustle. You don't have to understand why I go after God the way I do. You don't have to understand why it is that I chase God and not opportunities. You don't have to understand why I'm trying to be in purpose and not on a platform. You don't have to I will not chase your accept. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't have the desire to chase acceptance from people who can't do for me what God has done for me. I'm not chasing acceptance. I am chasing purpose. I want to be in purpose in every area of my life. I want to be in purpose in everything that I do. I want to be in purpose in every opportunity that I take part in. I want to be in purpose, because purpose is not popularity. Popularity is not purpose. When it is that God is calling me to do something, I am chasing that which is purposeful, not that which is popular. Let me give you one more. I'm almost done. Matter of fact, I'm done. I'm done when I hear you this. Fitting in sometimes can mean falling short. I'll give it to you again. Sometimes fitting in can mean falling short. Somebody, if you don't mind, please hit the comment section. Let's light this comment section up real quick. If you're watching and you're being blessed, I need you to get to the comment section real quick and let me know that you're being blessed. Fitting in sometimes will cause you to fall short. But what happens is, when you want to be like everybody else, when you want to be like other people, just in the case of the nation of Israel, them wanting to be like others caused them to settle for less than what God's best was. Watch this. Watch this. Uh, when you decide, when you make the executive decision, when you linearly decide that I want what everybody else has, or I want what somebody else has, you then in turn forfeit what God has already earmarked for you, because you say what God earmarked for me as is not as popular as what I see that he's earmarked for somebody else. And so I don't want that. I want what he gave to somebody else. And God is trying to tell us today in a very simple biblical passage that when you decide that you want to fit in, it will cause you to fall short. When you decide you want to be like everybody, you want to have everybody else's gift, you want to have other people's anointing, you want to live somebody else's life, it will cause you to fall short and miss the mark of what God has already outlined and ordained for your life. And sometimes when you choose conformity, it will give you a temporary sense of belonging, but it causes us to miss what God actually called us to. Real quick, because I'm almost out of time. I don't have time to really lean into this like I want to. But we live in a culture and a society right now that, based on social media, based on our online presence and persona, based on what we see in TV and movies and hear in music and hear and experience in every other outlet, we live a life that lends itself towards us wanting to live other people's lives. If you think I'm lying, if you think I'm lying, watch any TV show. You think I'm lying, listen to any music that they put out now. They want you to wear what they're wearing. They want you to drive what they're driving. They want you to live where they live. They want you to party where they party. They want you to enjoy what they enjoy. And God is saying, every time you make the decision that you want to live somebody else's life or live like somebody else and fit in, it will cause you to fall short of what God has already outlined and ordained for your life, because he wants you to live a superlative life. He wants you to live a blessed existence. He wants you to live a favor filled life. He wants you to live in such a way where your needs are met and your problems are resolved. He wants you to live in such a way where your purpose is outpacing other people's popularity. He wants you to live in such a way where you are leaning and depending on him. And so understand, every time you make the decision that you want to fit in, you run the risk of falling short of God's ordained life for you. And I can't speak for anybody else, but listen, I've seen him do too much. Y'all got to watch me right here. Listen, I've watched him do too much. Have experienced him bless me in too many ways. I have literally been a participant in him opening up doors that I didn't even know were there. I've watched him. I've watched him make streams in the desert and pathways in the wilderness. I have watched God raise dead situations and give it new life. I've watched God take relationships that were dead and breathe life into it. I've watched him do too much now for me to get to a place where I desire to fit in over being purposeful. Look, somebody run to the comments and just type in, just give me God. Just give me God. Give me God. A king looks good, but just give me God. Give me God. It sounds good to say we got king such and such, but just give me God. I understand that these other prophets that have been appointed are not handling, they're not doing their job. They're not doing what they were supposed to do. But let's just give me God. I've seen them do too much. I've watched him make too many ways. I've experienced his blessings up close and personal. Just give me God. That is my prayer. That is my petition. That is my heart's desire. That is where I meet God at. That is the place in which I express myself to him. Just give me God. Watch this. Watch this. Uh, Understand that popularity is not purpose. Just because something looks good, sounds good, feels good, smells good, tastes good, and it's what everybody else is doing does not mean that you're operating in purpose. Just because it worked for somebody else does not mean that that's what God is going to use to bless you. Just because doing this helped somebody else get to where God told you were going to be, that does not mean that that's the vehicle in which God's going to use take you where it is that he told you he was going to take you. So popularity is not purpose. Also understand fitting in sometimes can mean falling short of God's optimum life for you. Because you desire so strongly to fit in, you'll cut corners. Because you desire so strongly to fit in, you will fall into conformity to get a temporary sense of belonging, like you're a part of the group. You're a part of the group. You're a part of the crew. You're a part of this society of elites. You are a part of this club that only you and a few other people can be a part of. And God is saying, don't choose conformity, choose purpose. But also copying other people will cost you sometimes your character. Copying other people can cost you your character. In the case of the nation of Israel, in their pursuit to imitate other nations, Israel took the risk of losing the essence of their identity. When we copy the values of the world, when we plug into the world system, or the matrix, as I call it, what we do is we gradually sacrifice the character and the integrity that set us apart from every other nation to begin with. Don't miss that. That's so key. When we copy the values of the world, we gradually sacrifice the character and the integrity that set us apart from every other nation in the first place. So as I leave you this morning, as you're heading into work, heading into school, or maybe you're watching this by replay, you've already had your work day, you've already done what you were going to do for the day, and you're just catching up. I want to leave you with these words. Don't miss this, y'all. Don't miss this. God is saying, I want you to get to a place where you just want me. I know you look around at other things and they look alluring, they look desirable, they look like they would be an easier path. But God says, I don't want you to sacrifice your character and integrity, because that's what sets you apart from everybody else. God is saying, I don't want you to fall into conforming to what the world is doing around you, because the world is not called to get your results. I don't want you to find yourself falling into the trap of conforming because of the struggle between your identity and being a part of the crowd. So listen, I want you to do this. This is very simple. Today, as you go throughout your day, or this evening, depending upon when you're watching this, I want you to just whisper this very simple, short prayer with me. It's very simple. Here it is. God, just give me you. That's it. That's it. Somebody, if you don't mind, please type that in the comments. Say, God, just give me you. I know there are a whole lot of other things that are going on around me, but God, just give me you. I know there are a whole lot of idols that are being raised up, but God, just give me you. I know there are a whole lot of things that I see that my heart desires and I want it, but God, just give me you. I know there are other people that I look at them and it looks like they're living the life I prayed for, but God, just give me you. It looks like other people have the relationship that I asked for, but God, give me you. Other people are driving what I want and living where I want to live, but God, just give me you. And God, help me to be satisfied with you alone, because I understand that if you give me purpose, popularity will come. If I keep serving you, stability will come. If I keep living for you, leveling up will happen. So God, just give me you. Listen, y'all, I hope this has blessed you in a tremendous fashion. I hope that you will lean into this. I hope that you will remember and recall this prayer as you go throughout your day. I hope and I pray that it will be something that sticks with you and that sticks beside you, and that you never lose sight or lose vision of, because God did not call us to conform with the world. He called us to live in his divine purpose. So no, y'all can keep y'all king. Y'all can keep y'all president. Y'all can keep y'all senators. I'm gonna do my civic duty. I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna handle my business, but give me God. Just give me God. Listen, two things I want to ask. First thing is this: if this has blessed you, if this added value to your life, please share this broadcast. Share it, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube. Share it. If you have not done it, please run to YouTube. Go to YouTube, look up my name, Pastor Adrian Wynn, and hit the subscribe button there. Subscribe to that so that you can keep in touch and in contact with all the things that are coming out and that are coming down the pike. Last thing is this: if you have been blessed for real, and you desire to sow back into the field in which you've reaped this from, by all means, you can do that. That information is right there on the screen. You can do that by Cash App or Zelle. Either one of those matter. Either one of those work just fine. Until we get a chance to hang out again next week, because I got some more of this. I got some more Give Me God that I'm bringing at you next week. Until then, I love you with the love of the Lord. Cannot wait. I'm praying that the rest of your week will be the best of your week. Till then, y'all be blessed. Talk to you later.